Hey everybody, this is a video response to Paul Savang, why women over 40 are a big turnoff. I just, for the first time, saw some of the videos he has been posting through another video response that someone made. So anyway, let's start off. I'm gonna entitle my video, "Why Women Over 40 Are a Big Turn On." So I'm going to give the opposing view here. First of all, I'm married, um, so this has nothing to do with my wife. She isn't 40, but I've said to my wife many times, as some women do worry about getting a little older. I have told her several times that I find older women, middle-aged women in their 40s, to be quite attractive. So I'm going to tell you why women over 40 are a big turn on, as opposed to women who are, let's say, 18 to 25, 18 to, so yeah, let's just cut off at 25. So women who are over 40, first of all, have a lot more to talk about. They can hold conversations on many things, the gamut. They know who they are. They have an opinion. They're not worried about who the next big pop star is going to be. They are very, I like the fact that older women are able to hold conversations that you don't find much with the younger women. Younger women, and it's no knock against the younger women. They're just into different things. Their mindset is not of, well, let's just say they're not as mature. So that's one. Secondly, they are independent if they are not married. They are not that if they are married they're not independent, but I'm just saying we're talking about single women here. They are independent. They do. Many of them do have their own supply of cash. They have their own job, and they're more likely to be on an equal playing field, as opposed to the younger girl who, well, it's just they're still finding their way. They're still finding their way. So that's two things that why I find women over 40 are a big turn on. And there are many more, but my point being that, Paul Savang was sort of making reference that their tools are degrading or on the downslide, and I don't really, everybody's different. Every woman is different. You show me a woman whose tools, as you put it, are on the decline, and I'll show you a 20-year-old who weighs 400 pounds. So, everybody's different, so it really just depends. But there are many examples. Barbara Eden, for instance, the lady who played I Dream of Jeannie, well, she's probably in her 60s at this point, and she's a good-looking woman. She's a good-looking woman. I mean, everybody knows she was, a beauty. When she was playing I Dream of Jeannie back in the 60s, that was probably, every young man's fantasy. But she aged really well. And there are many examples of women, older women, even women, as you say, that are in their 40s who are knockouts. So I don't buy it. Now, if you're talking about gravity and the effects that gravity have had on women, that can be, if that's your main importance, or if that is a guy's main focus, is the physical part. There are many women out there who have been surgically enhanced to where that's not really a problem. And more power to you. And if you're doing it as I believe it was in Bella the Happy Losers video, she says that women tend to get dressed up for themselves, and I will back her on that. There's a lot of truth to what she said in that. There are many women who want to look good for themselves. So, and I want to go ahead and make one comment. I did watch another one of his videos where he was implying, or at least he gave you a hypothetical guy who's successful in YouTube and was talking to a lady who said she was 18 and turned out to be 16. And is it wrong? Is it wrong if you fall in love and then the person's 16 and just waiting for the person to turn 18? And I am gonna say yes, it is wrong, and no, it's not. And I'm not gonna say it's wrong because the law says so. I'm gonna say you're a guy. He looks like you're at least in your 40s, and a girl who's 16. Doesn't matter how mature, people, oh, she's so mature for her age. I don't know, he didn't say this, but a lot of people use that, oh, they're so mature for their age. They're not. They're really not that mature for their age. Yeah, there are differences in 16-year-olds in maturity, but believe me, a 16-year-old is not as mature as a 25-year-old. So what I'm going to say is it's wrong because you have decades of experience on this young lady, and that comes into play. It's very easy for a guy my age, if I were to go and even a girl who is 18, start dating a girl who is 18, I have many more experiences and many more, let's just call it tools of the trade, to persuade and manipulate a girl who's 18, and see through all the things that tend to go on in an 18-year-old girl's head. Just from experience, I sort of know, not every woman obviously, but you sort of, there's a pattern and you can start to detect that pattern. So no, it is wrong because you are the adult. And if when you're saying, is it wrong because this girl lied in 16? Well, she lied, so that was wrong, but she's 16. Is it wrong for you to continue this until she's 18? And I would say yes, because you're the adult. And you need to make the adult decision and stop thinking with emotions and desire, and start thinking with a man your age's maturity level, and your maturity level. Start thinking with their mind. It's like my son. My son would love to eat cake for dinner, cake for lunch, cake for breakfast. But I'm the adult, and I know that that's not really good for that is not good for my son. So I am going to say no. You cannot have cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You must have, this meal, these vegetables, these a banana, an apple, other varieties of food, because that's my job as an adult, to guide this person with less experience to the better path. If it were up to my son, he would eat junk food for the rest of his life, because kids like sweets. I like sweets, but kids like sweets. They like sweet things, ice cream. But I'm the adult, and I have these decades of experience and this knowledge and resources, able to read and know that that's not good for him. So I put my foot down and I say no. And that's what you should do. That's what you should do. So is it wrong? Not because of the law. It's just wrong. And that's all there is to it. There is things that are right and wrong. And in this case, there's not a lot of gray, in my opinion.